Hiya. Pretty much everything I write is about naughty girls. So because it's about naughty girls, you can come and see that Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week here. This is an extract from a story that's also about naughty girls. I thought that would be appropriate for International Women's Day. I've not given you the whole thing, but hopefully it's enough of a taste. Things turning ugly. It happens all the time. Ever since Shah hit 16. She's so gorgeous, it makes everything else ugly. Especially the men. Always wanting what they can't have. Before long, it turns them into monsters. And that always ends in trouble. And now Chardonnay slumped in the back seat of their stolen silver Mazda, bundled up in a white bikini and fake fur leopard print coat. Caramel skin, sun-bleached blonde hair. She's every inch the retro bombshell, except she's unconscious and covered in mud and blood. Twin headlamps tunnel into the night. The auto route unspools like a ribbon. We're miles from the beach by now. Miles from anywhere. But it's still not safe to stop. Oi, Shah! She groans from the back seat. Still beautiful, despite the matted hair and smudged makeup. Don't go to sleep. In the rearview mirror, I see her lift her head and open one eye. She mumbles something. The words dribble into each other. What? I said wake up! Too late. I'm dead. She's blurred around the edges, but she'll live. She peels herself up off the seat. Right? Yeah? Where are we? No idea. Where were you going? I don't know. A beat. Her eyes are baby blue marbles, strobed by the street lamps and rolling in their sockets. I watch her in the mirror, worry itching in every cell, my knuckles tightened white on the wheel. We're low on petrol and past Perpignan now. Not far from Spain, according to the signs. Wait. Hold up, rewind. Let's start over. A little scene setting first, you know? Picture this. Shah on a sun lounger, in a white bikini with the straps undone. They make me think of licking her tan lines, the salt on her skin when we've been swimming down the beach. She's got a plastic cup of cherries and ice cubes propped on her stomach, balanced between hip bones that jut up like fins. She's fishing them out with juice-stained fingers, popping them between her lips. I'm on my front, on the next sun lounger along, in black bikini bottoms and coconut factor 15. At home, Shah's freckles are all but invisible. Here, they splatter her skin like spilt paint. It's been about an hour we've been sunbathing by the pool and we've already sunk 6 strawberry daiquiris each. We're not staying in this hotel or anywhere on this resort. We're at the hostel in the old quarter, sharing a bunk bed in the dorm. Or would have been, except we're never there. That's the thing about Shah. She never sleeps at night. She says it's a waste of time. Time we could be using to get trash, get fucked, have fun. Sleeping's only for after sex or when the sun is up. So we sleep during the day, but it's better that way. We've been all over in the last few weeks. Paris, Prague, Barcelona, Ibiza, Amsterdam. City to city with sunburnt shoulders and blisters from our rucksack straps. Cheap booze, cheap drugs, good clubs. We started out sophisticated with croissants and hot chocolate in a cafe by the river, Shah memorising the lyrics to Lady Marmalade on the Eurostar. I can speak some French, but not enough, and once we'd been to the top of the Eiffel Tower, there was nowhere to go but on. At the hotel, Chardonnay is making eyes at the pool boys. They're sweating chorizo and Corona, and they've had her in their sights since our first day. The smiles are wide and full of small, sharp teeth. The sun's starting to sink, lazy and red behind palm trees and candy-striped parasols stained with sand and salt. They know a party they could take us to. Une fête sauvage, they say, grinning when Shah laughs and makes them say it again, repeating it back and forth in daft approximations of each other's accents until they're cackling too, and it takes me a minute to realise they're even more wired than we are. Hear that, Brittany? These two have got our night all planned out, a savage party, right? And they nod. Her bikini straps are slipping lower with every laugh and lopsided shrug of her shoulders, and you'd have to know her the way I do to know that's not accidental. Savage is about right. Once she's got you suckered, there's no escape. Not even for me. I'm not entirely convinced by these two jokers, but the booze has made me reckless, curling through my cells, synapses sparking from the amphetamines. Of course, they're keen to share. When he's not talking to Shah, the one with the dimples is shooting me the occasional crooked smile that goes straight to my cunt. I give Chardonnay a nod, then down my drink. Babe, the engine's grumbling now, a whine coming through the steering wheel, humming through my hands. I look up to see what she wants. Shah's sitting upright, coffee-coloured gazelle legs stretched out sideways on the seat, sandy bare feet, purple glitter polish on her toes, mud and blood flaking from her skin. Her eyes meet mine in the mirror. Yeah? You know this car is shit, right? I try and keep my face straight, but the laugh comes bubbling up before I can swallow it down. You look at you're not bound and gagged in a boot on your way to some psycho sex dungeon. Mate, she says, and though her words are still slurred, she seems to be past the worst. No self-respecting psychopath would be seen dead in this. I roll my eyes, and the engine's grizzling again, getting louder with every mile like the clunking coming from the boot. We're pushing 100 on the speedometer, but on the fuel gauge the needle's shivering over the E. What to tell her, she's a fucking psycho. She would have been dead in the back of that shit silver Mazda if I hadn't intervened, but now's not the time. So I bite back the words, give her another encouraging grin, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't do better. Next time I'll make sure our means of transportation meet her high standards, but for now we better settle for petrol. Next time, she repeats, suppressing a snort, and her voice has that edge of exhaustion, of spent emotion and being too tired to care. Next time I get to drive, yeah? And choose the wheels. She curls like a cat on the seat, leans forward and puts her paws on my shoulders, frilling her fingers over my collarbone. The knot at the back of my neck. It's 10 kilometres to the next service station. On the control panel, lights tick off and on in the dark. Shah goes quiet, and I look up to check she's still awake, but her eyes are wide open, cool blue and blank. At the service station, the sky fades like a bruise from black back to purple and blue. Neither of us wears a watch, and I turned our phones off hours ago, but you can tell morning's coming despite the dark. We ransack the glove compartment, come away with a battered atlas and a fistful of coins. The stars are scrubbed and quiet, and the service station is alive with light, glowing like a spaceship in a spaghetti maze of slip roads that don't lead anywhere. In the bathroom, we pay €4 for a shower so hot it scalds. In a cubicle definitely too tiny for two. Banged elbows, wet hair, soap suds blobbing onto the tiles and sand crusting round the drain. White triangles over her tits and the tan skin in between, flaring from sickly to tropical when the fluorescents flicker. The water shuts off when our time's up, but not before she kisses me again, my tongue in her mouth and my hands on her hips and her back pressed hard against the taps. Back in the car, we dig through our backpacks for clean-ish clothes, wriggle into shorts and t-shirts with still wet skin. I feed change into the coffee machine, and we drink with the doors open while the sun comes up, map spread out over our knees. Thank you. Woo!